is up, guys? Good old-fashioned cola back here for some more Animal Crossing. Right now in Ohio it is August 23rd at 6:28 p.m. Let's get this stuff started. So jumping right into it, I have to admit that I made it about halfway through the final dungeon of Pikmin 4 before I ended up dropping it. I just went on vacation to Savannah, Georgia, which was a trip in itself. It's such a different place than anywhere I've ever been before. Especially considering there's no open container laws, meaning you don't have to finish your beer before you leave the bar. Everything's in plastic cups, so you can just walk out with your beer, walk in the street. And I'm a big drinker, I'd say so, at least during the summertime. I feel like I put them away. Winter and fall and spring, I'm a little bit more tame, but in the summertime, it's a little rough sometimes. But even I was not prepared for Savannah, because we went to the Prohibition Museum, and at the end there's all these drinks, and with your ticket you can pay for one drink. And so on the menu there was a thing that was a shot of moonshine. I'm getting sick just talking about it. There's a shot of moonshine with a Miller High Life, and I fucking love Miller High Life. So I was like, oh, hell yeah, I'll do that. And I'd already been drinking like a bunch earlier in the day, because a bar across the street was doing buy one, get one free beers. So you can imagine I would just buy two and chug one and then drink the other one like normal. Did I pop in here yet? I think I did. Yeah. But pretty much that, and I fucked up my back. It's fine now, but I have a basketball hoop in my driveway, and I was fucking around, and the ball started going across the street, and there's a creek, and I was like, oh shit, it's gonna go in the creek, and then I'm gonna have to buy a new ball because I'm not going in there, because it feeds into the lake. And I was like, I'm not fucking around with that. So my dumbass like dives for it pretty much like I'm fucking like the garbage man on the NBA team that's like, please, I need minutes, I'll do anything, I'll dive for the ball, because I'm too cheap to spend $20 on another ball. So I ended up like pulling a muscle in my back. So then I was on a steroid for that, and I guess you can't drink hard liquor on steroids. Nobody ever told me that. So I think the mix between the shot of moonshine and the steroid got me. But I think that's why I quit playing Pikmin, because I went on vacation, and then when I came back I was just like, that's too hard. I'll eventually get back to it, because it really was, I think, probably my favorite Pikmin game. That or 2. 2 is really, really, really good. But I have been playing Omega Ruby again, because, I don't know, I just picked up my 3DS one day. I made a video about it a couple months ago, might have even been last year, I don't fucking remember. I soft-modded my 3DS. It's really not that hard to do. I did run into an issue where the system wouldn't update, which all the guides online claim is like a necessity when you are soft-modding it. But I was just like, what happens if I just don't do this? And I didn't do it, and everything downloaded fine. So I am able to buy all these games, or not buy, I'm able to download all these games that, because like the 3DS, like height of popularity for the 3DS, I was like a freshman in high school, so I did not have the money to like really take a swing on like games that like weren't a guarantee. So if it wasn't like Animal Crossing, Pokemon, Smash Bros, I wasn't willing to be like, oh yeah, I'll try it. Sorry. So I wasn't willing to take a swing on it. So like games like Kirby Triple Deluxe and Kirby Planet Robobot, which I've heard Robobot specifically is fantastic. A bunch of other games. I don't know. I've downloaded like a lot of like the Mario RPG games. I wasn't willing to take a swing on, even though like Partners in Time That was my shit on the fucking DS. I remember specifically we went on a family vacation, and I remember sitting in the back seat playing that and probably like Nintendogs or something. It was like early DS. Like, I don't think I had Diamond yet. Looking back on it now, I put a lot of hours into Pokemon Diamond, which the remakes weren't that bad. I think people are a bunch of crybabies. But I am loving Omega Ruby because I remember when they came out, I got Sapphire because I got Sapphire as a kid, so I was like, I'll just stick with it. I beat it, like the main story at least, in like 2 days because Gen 3 is the best, and then Gen 4. So, I don't know, I've been thinking, like, I had this idea before I hopped on here of LPing Platinum. I think that would be a lot of fun. Let me know if anybody's interested. I did Emerald a long time ago, and not a whole lot of people tuned in, so we'll see if I get around to doing Platinum. It's hard to do something more than just like a video blog on Animal Crossing, given my infrequent upload schedule. Did I mention I've been watching Regular Show a lot? I know I tweeted about it. It was one of those shows that... this was like a totally abrupt transition. I didn't know how to transition from that. I have my list of shit written down here. I need some water. But Regular Show is one of my favorite shows of all time, and I did not watch it when it originally aired. I ended up... My girlfriend Shelly ended up putting me onto it when we started dating a very long time ago now. But definitely a comfort show of mine. But that final season, specifically the final episode, destroys me mentally every time, and I'm almost done with it again. What the hell's a wave print? That's cool, but I cannot give up the Immortal 4 shirt. But between Regular Show, I'm watching that again, and then What We Do in the Shadows. I don't know if anybody's ever watched that, but that show is fucking phenomenal, and I'm completely obsessed with it. It's like a mockumentary, like The Office, kind of, but it has to do with vampires in Staten Island, and it's fucking hilarious. Anybody who has Hulu should definitely check that one out if you have like a drier sense of humor. What else is there to talk about? Slipknot's All Hope Is Gone turned 15 a couple of days ago, and I remember being a fucking kid in 6th grade when that album came out, sitting in the back of the bus with my little MP3 player. And this MP3 player specifically, I remember, was pretty cool because it could play videos. It was like a really poor man's iPod. Because I remember I had friends that had like... What was the iPod that had the screen? I feel like it had a name. I feel like it wasn't just like the iPod. I don't know. I had friends that had those, and I was like, oh man, that's so fucking cool. I wish I had something like that. And then like... My dad probably went to like fucking Big Lots and pulled this thing out. But I got some burn out of that, and I think I even like tried, because you could like record videos too. It had a camera, and I feel like I tried to like make YouTube videos on it. That was back when me and my best friend thought we were gonna be like the next Smosh for sure. Like, I'm sure the videos are out there somewhere. But we fucking sucked. It is absolutely coming down outside right now, so it is nice to hop on here and forget that it's raining, because every time I look at the screen, it's all nice and sunsetty and beautiful looking, and then you look out my window and it's torrential thunderstorm downpour. Oh, I have to talk about Charles Martinet, how he's retiring. That is really, really sad. It's like the end of an era. And I didn't want to believe it either, because everybody kept talking about, like, the Mario Wonder trailer. Like, they were like, that doesn't sound like Charles. And I was just like, oh, well, maybe it's just kind of pitched up a little bit. What's up, bro? 52 months. Also, Treddy. Jesus. Wendell. Oh, is he here? Not that I really care, but everybody's out. What's another thing? Oh, I think the last thing I wanted to talk about was Kid Cudi's new album that's supposed to come out next month. I mean, this is based solely off album artwork, but I feel like, I don't think it's going to be like a grunge album like Speeding Bullet to Heaven, but it is giving me those vibes, which I know a lot of people shit on, but over the years, it has slowly become like one of my favorite albums. I don't know what it is about it. Just like the raw emotion. I feel like I saw him on the tour that supported that album, and that was really what like cemented it, because I saw him at like a really small venue for him. It was at House of Blues in Cleveland, and that was probably like one of the best shows I've ever been to. I seen him at Moonman's Landing. I don't know if I brought that up. I saw him at Moonman's Landing last year. And it was just gigantic. Like, it was in the Flats in Cleveland, if anybody is familiar with the area. It's just like, he did it. There's a venue called the Nautica Pavilion, which is like a really nice pavilion amphitheater right off the river. But the aquarium is right next door, and so they have like a giant parking lot. And so Moonman's used Nautica Pavilion, and it used the parking lot for like the main stage, because there was just like so much room. But it was just a fucking sea of people, and I seen him, and I seen Playboi Carti, and I seen Don Toliver, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Who else did I see? I showed up too late to see Pusha T, but I did really want to see him. I fucked up. But I'm just getting hyped for Insano. I feel like Kid Cudi never lets me down, even when he lets other people down. But everybody's sleeping on Speeding Bullet to Heaven. Go back and give it a listen. I feel like it aged better than what people say. People weren't ready for that one. Anyways, I'm Good Old Fashioned Cola, and I'm gonna see you guys back here next time. Hopefully I'm done with Pikmin 4 then, and so I can finally give my final thoughts on it. See you guys then.